We live. I gotta stop being such a mess for my viewers, then, man. I'm all over the place. But sorry, people, I'm actually live now. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. I'll give it back to you. I apologize because we're actually working to a strict time constraint today. Obviously, thank you very much for tuning back in. People, deluded, I'm back again. Good morning to those of you in the UK. While it's a good morning affair in the UK, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night, depending on wherever you are in this world. I hope you're well and safe. With it being Thursday, I hope you've all had a week to remember. While we're here to talk about football and stuff, we want to be better than we was yesterday. So I hope you've all had a week to remember. I hope you've all either moved or moving closer to your dreams, goals, and aspirations, even if it's just little progress and it's better than last week. So I hope you're doing well and safe. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. As usual, 200's the target. Check the pinned message, people, because after this, shortly after this, I actually got to go Sainsbury's, and then after that, or better yet, Aldi. I got it's gonna be a case of Ukraine versus a Macedonia watch along, and then at 5 p.m. there's Denmark, Belgium. I can't lie, I know it's Holland, Austria. A bit selfish, but I haven't actually got to. While I enjoy being and talking with football about football with you guys, I haven't actually just got to casually watch a Euro 2020 game. So I'd actually like to do that. So I'm probably gonna not do the Holland versus Austria one for you guys. I have to apologize. But tomorrow we're back in. I'll probably do all three on Friday, to be fair with you, or at least two of the three. Like I said, I hope you're doing well and safe. I hope you can hear me correctly. There's 51 of you locked in, so I hope you're all hitting the like button. Big up Raz. It's early. I've been up since 4:45, man. I know I scheduled the Belgian one for 1:30. Good save, man. Might have to get you in go and not Leno, to be fair with you. I hope you're good. How am I feeling? A bit tired, a bit knackered, a bit mentally drained, if I'm completely honest. But apart from that, I'm in good spirits, man. Got coffee to see me through, man. And you know me, I like that extra dark coffee pause because that might be perceived in an X-ray that I'm not in now. So yeah, man. Arsenal might be a mid-table team, Saeed, whatever your name is. Forgive me, but we might do. But moaning isn't going to do anything. We're still going to humor ourselves and speak about stuff. Before I get into the bulk of it, I've been quite rude today. What are you lot saying? Patrick, shout out to yourself. Josh, Raz, you lot are always in the building. CFC fan, I see. CSC's finest, apologies, I see you. Do you think Arsenal have a chance to secure Maddison? We're going to get into it. I don't think so. I don't. It's like seeing Beyonce walking down the street, being the average man and thinking you have a chance. Obviously, it doesn't matter how rich you are, whatever. If you got sauce, you got sauce. But typically, that's not how the world works. So there's always a chance. I can't see it. Big up all the Big up all the members then. Peter, Steve, Mr. Adlib, thank you very much for tuning in. Lewis Adams, Tino, thank you very much for asking me, am I doing well? I'm always well, man. I hope you guys are doing better, man. I hope you're well and safe. Emmanuel said, really became a fan of you a few days ago. We love Arsenal till death. Emmanuel, I appreciate that, man. As much as I say I'm done with Arsenal, I ain't watching it, you vex me, bro, we're here. Arsenal hasn't played for over a month, and every day, and I found a way to speak about them. You've found a way to offer your opinions or just listen. So it's like being married. You can say you hate it, whatever. You argue, and then you're going back downstairs and you're carried on with life, man. It's blood in, blood out. You can't snake it, man. And obviously, I appreciate everyone who's been taking in the videos. You always cry about Connie, DJ, CJ. Why don't you thingy? Why don't you cut up the stream? So I cut up the streams for you guys. So, and then you say, why is there so many videos? Bro, you asked for it. So I've cut up a lot of the main parts from the live streams over the last 2 days and been releasing them. Big up everyone who's been taking them in. I'm trying to, different strokes for different folks, not just Jason's gal. I'm still on you from yesterday, Jason, wherever you are. Some of you like the shorter content, some of you like the bigger one. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Hopefully, I can't please everybody all of the time, but hopefully I've given something to someone, man. Appreciate you, Steve. I love that. I love the fact that you like this as well, man. Without you lot, there's no point being here. Without you lot, I can't go anywhere. You get it, man. Bro, oh my Raz, bro, you man are on me. But Jason, I'm still onto him still. You get me? Like, we don't bless beef around here. Jason are on you. And he tried to bring his Goonies through, man. Oh man, I appreciate you guys, man. But obviously, we might as well get into the bulk of it. Let's get into the serious business. Like I said, people, make sure you've hit the like button and you've set your reminders for the 2 other watch-alongs in the Euros to follow this Arsenal-related live stream. Obviously, because of the Euros, I'm not going to be with Rance and Matisse. Well, I would love to be on Rance's show, and that's my guy. I'm gonna have to try and build up this thing, so we have to go again, man. We have to go again, bro. Jason and his boys will pull up again, bro. They've probably all got each other's in their hands. So, boy, you know, they're a bit weird, you know, but I don't into them spooky businesses. But anyways, people, let's get in. Before I carry on, I actually don't know where to start because I prepared some of my notes from yesterday. And I know you're seeing a lot of things filter. You know, you got the Chris Wheatleys, the Charles Watts. Everybody's been chatting in it, people. So these are the initial timestamps we're going to roll with. I'm pretty sure if I go on .com because I'm just reading the article. No, what do you mean you can't find the website? Sorry, people. We're gonna get into this in a sec, but you know, it's difficult doing this business live. You know, there's information just filtering time and time again. Sorry if you can hear my fan, but you lot don't want me to dead, do you, people? So it is what it is in that regard. So yeah, that's that. All right, cool. Before we crack on, I see a couple more. Hey, shout out to AM. You know, Richard, I appreciate you, man. Will do, man. You know, without you lot, it can't go anywhere. So it means a lot, man. A lot of Arsenal content today for DG. Come on, bro. It is what it is, man. Daily dose of DG. Been telling my Arsenal fans, if you want the real informative Arsenal content, this is the best place you'll get it. Tyrese Collins, I appreciate the plug-in. Don't know if I'm worthy of such high praise, but I'll keep working towards one day being able to believe that. So I appreciate that. You know, it's a value exchange. Some people think, you know, I'm talking nonsense. Certain people like my things. Different stroke for different folk. It's nice to see that you like what I'm doing. But yeah, man, enough of the greetings and the pleasantries. That sounds so disrespectful, sorry, people. It doesn't feel right saying that. I'm going to take in what you lot are saying. Keep your comments coming, but it's time to crack on, people. Admittedly, don't know where to start. So we're going to start. You know what? Let's start with Sorry, people. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything for you lot with this. I was going to say let's start off with Ben White, but I'm personally thinking let's just start off with Smith-Rowe, put you lot's minds to ease and whatnot, because there's been a lot of you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the third. So we'll start off with Smith-Rowe. Now, we know there's been a £25 million bid rejected for Emil Smith-Rowe from Aston Villa. Aston Villa won him. You know, Aston Villa are not rating us at all, bro. They swipe Buendia. They let us know you can never have a chance for Grealish. Now they tried to take, which is one of our main players. So Villa finished behind us as good as they've been. So they're buoying us. Obviously, in theory, if Smith-Rowe was to go to Aston Villa, that's quite a good lineup. You got him, Grealish, Buendia, Ward-Prowse allegedly coming in. I told you lot, I'm not here to say Aston Villa are going to get Europe or anything like that, but I think people are sleeping on the project they may be trying to build. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to do mad stuff, but they might be able to build on last season. And I think that's where they came up short. You know, they were flying high. They gave it to us. And then they had a bit of injuries. And, you know, Grealish, who is really just on Grealish. I know you got John McGinn and a couple other men, but it is what it is. I wouldn't say they took Martinez as well. We sold Martinez. Let's be a bit fair. It's not like Martinez got swiped from us. Like, let's give and take. You know, they are trying to swipe Smith-Rowe, but they didn't take Martinez. You know, it was clearly made abundantly clear to Martinez, wrongly in my opinion, you don't have a chance of being number one. Because I personally feel if they were given a fair fight between them, you know, why would Martinez want to leave? You've been fighting for about 10 years to get the first team shot. Now you've won a trophy and you've actually got a hand on it, you know. You know, you and Leno, I would have backed him to just clear Leno out of there. He's hungrier than him, he's better than him, and he's all the rest of it, people. But clearly it was told to him, no matter what you do, Leno's number one, and there's egg on our face now. You know, a lot of these things that we say is going to happen now happens. A lot of the players that we double down on are snaking it, and it's not even snaking because they owe Arsenal nothing. These players, Leno, Xhaka, Bellerin, they owe Arsenal nothing. They shouldn't be in these positions. They shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be in this position of importance, but they owe Arsenal nothing. They owe it to themselves and their families to, first and foremost, secure the financial bag. Second of all, have a career that they want. A career is done like that. You know, make sure on your deathbed you have no regrets, because even if I don't want half of them to stay at Arsenal, but if you stay at any club, whether for the fans or whatever, at some point, all you're going to get is a testimonial and a handshake, or maybe a little 1-year deal if you could hope for that, or they're going to move you on. Do you get it? So it is what it is. How many of our current defenders are better than Ben White? For me, only Gabriel, really, if I'm completely honest with you. Evidently, but I'd say Gabriel. I'd play Saliba ahead of him. I don't think Saliba's ahead of him because this guy is, you know, he's been through the trenches. He's put in a shift at Leeds. He's gone on loan to Newport. He's done his thing at Brighton. He's ahead of Saliba. So he's arguably would be the second best defender. Obviously, the bar is quite low, in my opinion, at Arsenal, you know. So it's not exactly that. It is what it is. Hey man, we're gonna timestamp everything, my brother. You know, when this thing is done, you're gonna see it. It's Smith-Rowe business right now. So Yeah, we're gonna get right back into Ben White in a sec, but in relation to Smith-Rowe, we might just double it up, you know. We might just circle it back. But as you can see, 7 minutes is where we started with Smith-Rowe. Let me scroll down. This is courtesy of The Athletic that I was reading to put your minds to ease, people. Apparently, and it's also needs to remember Smith-Rowe for me is going to stay and he's in talks for a new deal. It's not over until the fat lady sings, and there's still speculation and it's not done until it's done, but it's something to remember. There's 150 of you locked in. I'm appreciative of it, but please keep driving up the likes. Let's let the engagement levels do the work for the DG Nation so we can one day sit here with 1,000+ people locked in. I do my part, you lot do yours. Aston Villa have made their latest move to bolster Dean Smith's squad ahead of the new season by submitting a bid to Arsenal for England under-21 midfielder Emil Smith-Rowe. You can only have Smith-Rowe for me if you're giving us Grealish. I don't want Smith-Rowe to go, but I'll shut my mouth for that. Or, you know, I've seen Gattuso's left Florentino already, even though he's just become manager. You know, Buendia ain't kicked the ball for Villa. If you want to give us Buendia and Grealish and some money, then yeah, it is what it is. I'm being unrealistic. But apparently Villa's offer for the 20-year-old is believed to be worth in the region of 25 million, has obviously been rejected. And we obviously, it says here, we're in the process to renew the player's contract and have no intention of selling people. They knew it was going to get rejected, like G1 is saying. They're probably just buying us, you know. I think Aston Villa are running banks. You know, you can never have had Grealish. We got Buendia. Smith-Rowe there. We just try it, you know. We don't rate you, nobody rates you, you know. Aston Villa, why can't you try buy a Eddie Nketiah or something like that, man? Bellerin's half decent, you know, he's better than Matty Cash. But yeah, we know Smith-Rowe really broke into the team last year. We know there's talks to extend his deal, and apparently the man wants to stay. We know Villa somehow came below us last year, and that shows more ambition. They're trying to take our key players, people, but they were ahead of us for large parts of the season. I'm not going to keep going on with that. Obviously, that's that in relation to Smith-Rowe. We'll circle back at the end of that. Where is it now? To put your minds to ease, people. Fabrizio Romano, he don't work for Arsenal, but he's seen as the oracle. You know, Smith-Rowe will stay and he's 100% signing a new contract, no doubt. Apparently, Marseille are progressing in talks to sign Guendouzi, who we're going to get onto Guendouzi. There's other offers allegedly. So, again, it's not over to the fat lady sings until Smith-Rowe says I'm staying or his agent. You know, Fabrizio Romano can't talk for anyone. But I think it's done in that regards, man. I think it's done. I think you lot can put your minds to ease about Emil Smith-Rowe. I think he's staying, and Aston Villa are going to have to shop elsewhere. Now, quickly, people, if we circle back over Ben White, we know a bid has been rejected, and there's just a bunch of things going on in relation to Ben White. Like if I scroll back down temporarily, I'm pretty sure you eagle-eyed viewers saw in the last couple of paragraphs. That's neutral content, people. DG podcast landing Friday. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. Make sure you look out for that. We're going to cover Sergio Ramos, Rafa Benitez allegedly going Everton. Off topic, but spare a thought for Nuno, man. It's like you was going Spurs. The Spurs thing didn't happen. You looked like you was getting the Palace one. The Palace thing didn't happen. It looked like you were going Everton. The Everton thing didn't happen. Wolves, whatever is gone. You know, where's the other roles for you? Again, I don't know. But going on to this, like I said, in relation to Ben White, Arsenal have made a bid for Brighton and England defender Ben White. The Athletic understands the bid for the 23-year-old is not expected to be successful, but Arsenal's interest in him is under-diminished. The initial offer has been reported to be worth 40 million. The Athletic has previously reported on Arsenal's interest in the defender, who is a concrete target for this summer. So we knew 40 million weren't it. We hear Brighton want 50. Arguably, if I'm Brighton, he signed a 4-year deal last year. He's arguably, you know, increasing his stature because he's now, this time last year, you weren't an England international. He's 23. You've got an asset that's going to appreciate. You heard Liverpool wanted him. Liverpool were onto him from his loan spell at Leeds, and there was a couple of teams. So you've got an asset there. So unless the player says, I want to go, I want to play in Europe and things in which Arsenal can't offer you that, or I want to be at a team where there's slightly more serious things. Again, you could say that's Arsenal. You couldn't. You know, it makes sense. 50 million allegedly gets it done. Is 50 million excessive? Potentially, yeah, it is. There is a bit of a premium. I'd say there's a realistically in football, if these prices weren't really where they are, I'd say there's a 30 million or so premium on Ben White. I know I'm capping. It's about 20. I think you should be able to do that for 20, but it is what it is. We're kind of paying for what the player can be, and obviously, if he keeps rising in stature, allegedly for England, and gets captain and whatnot, you know, he can grow and be a player of importance for us. Obviously, I don't, you know, I don't like to do the whole nationality thing, but, you know, homegrown, knows the league, in theory knows what it means. You know, for a 23-year-old, you know, with footballer wages, London, I don't want to say it, but London could be a great place. So I won't mind Ben White, because I do think he's a leader. I do think he's experienced. I don't think he's going to significantly improve us, but I think he could be a good pillar long term. And I just think when you look at Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, Arteta, you better leave before Saliba leaves if them rumours are to be believed. Tierney, hopefully a right back. You know, you're hearing Lokonga, sorry. You know, these guys in their early to mid 20s, you know, they should be able to build this club from help build up this team and reflect what Arteta should reflect in that they're young and hungry. 233 of you locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the likes, people. So it is what it is in relation to that. That's the Athletic article, people. There's a bit more to say on this, but you know, it's two birds, one stone approach. Let me delete that because it just looks ugly now. Obviously, shameless plug. Once again, make sure you're there for the Denmark game. That's at 5 p.m. And then obviously, slightly after this, is Ukraine versus Macedonia. So shout out to you lot, people. In that regards, moving on, obviously, go get that DG merchandise. Big up everyone, you know, hey, that's been getting it. I see one guy Instagram me yesterday and it warmed my heart, man. Ridiculous. Shout out to you lot, man. You're always telling me to wear it more. I wear it more. I hate wearing my own stuff. I feel a bit cringy, but it is what it is. Looking at this as well, Sam Dina says, busy few days at Arsenal. They're going for Ben White, have rejected Smith-Rowe bid from Aston Villa and are hopeful of getting Lokonga done. And I understand, as per Charlie White, they are also keen on Aaron Ramsdale. So that's kind of what we knew already. We already spoke about that. Ben White, if you want some official Sky Sports sort of business, Brighton reject 40 million bid from Arsenal for England international defender Ben White. Moving forward, you know, we're expected to go back with an improved offer for the 23-year-old who made 36 appearances last season. You know, and obviously he done his thing in relation to the survival bid. And, you know, to be fair, again, I don't want to look too much at Brighton's defensive system as good as it looks there, people. You know, joint best defense in the bottom half of the league. That is good, but you give credit to Ben White, but you have to give credit to the whole team, from how they defend, from the striker to the goalie and the whole system. You can't really just look at it in that. You know, we could probably get Ruben Dias and we still probably won't see a significant improvement on our defense beyond ability. At some point, it has to become a system, you know, and you don't get the fact that you don't understand. I don't see a real system defensively at Arsenal, or players that really want to defend. On occasion, of course, you know, there's backs against the wall, we defend good, but would you, despite our improvements allegedly defensively, would you have us down as one of the best, or even the 5th, 6th best, wherever we were for clean sheets, defensive side in the league? Boy, it's the same way with an attack. No matter what you say about our attacking options, should we be 9th for goals? Boy. Moving forward, shout out to him. He got his England call up. He's doing what he's doing, people. So yeah, we're apparently going in. We're going in. But for me, again, defense is priority. You know, like it says here, we had the third best defensive record, but it's dead because you look at individual mistakes, you know. And again, to have a real good defense, I think you need 5 players, including the keeper, that you believe in. Did we really believe in David Luiz? Really? Or did we know sometimes he has good games and he has them brain farts and all of these sort of things? We'll have to see. Again, I don't mind Ben White. It's probably excessive, but we'll have to see. To be fair, based on what I believe they could command, 50 million seems all right. I'm not really down for the Ramsdale business. You know, I like White. He's young. He's got potential to grow. He's decent in terms of ball playing. I want him to play as centre half, but if needed, he can do a job at right back. He can obviously do a job in the middle, people, and he's got his best days in front of him. Technically, Aaron Ramsdale would as well. He's also 23. He's also English. He's also homegrown. With Aaron Ramsdale, again, people can improve. I haven't really been too impressed with our goalkeeper signings for a minute now. Spina, I think Czech was better than people give him credit for, but he was capped. Szczesny was a fire hazard at times. Fabianski probably better since he's left Arsenal. Leno, I've never really been convinced. Runnison, the less said, the better. Matt Ryan was calm, but our goalkeeping, whoever's been suggesting the goalie thing or just our ethos in relation to goalies, it makes me nervous. And also on top of that, I'm not working at Arsenal, but you've heard Leno criticize previous goalkeeping coaches indirectly and whatnot, and you've seen that at Arsenal. So if you're going to bring in rubby goalkeepers who might be able to improve, but the keeping coaches can't improve them, it's not going to work. I have concerns over Ramsdale's ability. You know, he's a decent keeper. He makes some good saves and that, but part of me thinks, how, you know, am I thinking you're better than you are? Because at one point you was in a very good defensive system at Sheffield. you know, at Bournemouth he did his thing, but he's, you know, he's a good shot stopper. He's prone to brain farts. I just don't believe in him, you know. For me, you'd come and be second choice, but you're hardly going to remain in the England plans if you are second choice at any club. And we've got to remember it's the World Cup next year. So again, it is what it is in that regards. I can't, you know, it is what it is, people. Back to Ben White. Apparently, it will take more than 50 million, and apparently other heavyweights are lurking in the background. And again, you know, you look at it. Liverpool have just bought Canute. Probably not gonna go for another centre half, but you never know. I wouldn't call Spurs heavyweights, but you know they need a centre half. You know, United could sign a young Englishman. City, for no reason, as they've shown they could. I don't think they need one per se. I don't see how he dislodges anyone, but you've heard Laporte might keep it moving. Like, so if Laporte leaves, obviously one out, one in, and you can get it. Who would want to turn down City or Pep Guardiola at all? So it's far from being a foregone conclusion, people. If you look at Football Insider, whether they're telling the truth or not, allegedly White tells his friends he expects to sign for Arsenal. Ben White has told his Leeds United friends he expects to quit Brighton for Arsenal this summer. Why is he telling his Leeds United friends? Apart from if there's doggies. Apparently, a recruitment source has told Football Insider that White has let it be known to friends, including those at Leeds and in the England squad, that he's likely to end up at Arsenal before the current window shuts. He's already begun house hunting in the capital. Bro, sort him out, man. Sort him out. Not, you know, house hunting must be calm, man. I'm sure you can get a nice little yard around London, Coley or Totteridge or Barnet and them nice areas there, man. Hopefully when DG gets 1 million subscribers, we can do the same thing and whatnot. So he's told his friends he expects to go, but who knows, people? You know, hopefully, you know, bring Basuma with you. But apparently Arsenal are now expected to return to the negotiating table with an improved offer for White. As you lot can see, Liverpool, Man United, Spurs all interested in him. Leeds apparently, you know, made a bid for him last year. You know, they rejected up to 30 million for him last year, allegedly, Brighton. So yeah, man, he signed a 4-year deal. It is what it is. So he's told his pals. Whether it happens is another thing. We've spoken about Smith-Rowe. I feel like I'm missing something else out, people, in relation to the man that we've just spoken about. I'm trying to find it. I don't think I have, so I must have covered it. As you lot can see, it's a busy day for transfer business, people. So in relation to Ben White and things like that, that's that. Whether he signs is another thing. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, Ben White, Basuma, you know, who else have we been linked with? Lokonga, Madison, you know, Odegaard. We're gonna just be every day we're linked with a new player. You know, the linked players we've been linked with, that would be happy. Arsenal fans would be happy with that. We probably would win the league or qualify for Champions League, even if the manager was competent or incompetent, people. So in relation to Ben White, that's that, people. Make sure you're running up the likes. Where are we at? Because you lot are starting to slack in recent days. Where are we at in terms of likes? To be fair, we're at 131. So let's keep pushing, people. We're not quite at 200, but you lot are doing better than I gave you credit for. So I'm going to allow you lot, man. But yeah, let's keep moving. Like Besmer said, keep moving. So obviously, that's Smith-Rowe, that's Ben White. Apparently, Arsenal had to take out a loan for transfers as well, people. But I can't even cap to you. I need to find that article. I think Chris Wheatley talked about that. So I'm gonna have to find that for you, people. But we can get into this. What should we call this? Arsenal transfer plans. Get your opinions in, people. Let me take in what you lot are saying. I really want to find out that apparently Arsenal took out a loan for transfers or something, man. Arsenal take out loan. Let me see what's going on there, man. All right, cool. We'll have to roll with this one still. Yeah, we'll get back in a sec. If we can get Basuma in centre mid, I'd definitely take Camavinga before Lokonga. I think you're more likely, even though you won't see another man. If we get Camavinga, it's amazing. But I think you're more likely to see Lokonga come in and Camavinga than Camavinga and Basuma. And I wouldn't mind that, man. And this is also true, man. Arsenal fans talk about team having no ambition, but when we look for someone, they start. Well, you can't please fans. Fans say they want established talents, then they start turning up their nose to Ben White and Neves and all of these guys after saying they want Premier League proven man. They say we want hidden gems, and I'm not saying anyone's doing it, but you know, man, I look turning down their nose at Lokonga. You know, God forbid if we wanted Ben White when he just had his loan spell at Newport, or if we wanted You know, half of these players, we need to go for them before they've really broken out like that, really and truly. So it is what it is, man. So, but I think that one there's gone, man. I like him, but it is what it is. We should buy some homegrown players from lower leagues and save some money. Really and truly, can you really say? I hear you, but can you save money? Really and truly. Really, because the level play, you know, you want to shop in the championship, you might get a 1-2 deal here and there, but it's 30 million more time for the guys that are having breakout seasons. You can't bully lower league Premier League teams, you know, with respect. Leicester's not that anymore, but in comparison to Man United, they probably were historically. You can't bully them. You know, you want their players, you pay the money. That's why we couldn't even grab Zaha. You know, it clearly came down to Zaha or Pepe. Again, I'm not saying either one's better than the other, but you know, Palace, more money, more upfront payments. We, Leo are saying, cool, you've got bad credit. We want, you know, we'll work around you. You can pay us until the year 3000. We don't mind. So we've done what we've needed to do. Bro, Saliba can't leave without having a chance. It'd be upsetting, really and truly, man. Big up DG. I literally have no idea what Arsenal are doing. All the BS transfer news is a joke. We ain't hearing the news or seeing moves the fans want. I guarantee we ain't buying no one. We're definitely gonna buy someone. We're definitely gonna buy someone. And I do think the club are working on stuff. Like I said, personally, I'm gonna shut my mouth until the end of the window, you know, and see what's being done there. We'll have to see what happens in that regards. One of you has said that my guy James Bain just said something about Bellerin. So let's see what's going on in that regards before we crack on. Again, it's pandemonium, innit? Pandemonium. And to be fair, you know, at the end of the day, you know, in relation to Ben White, that transfer fee has the scope to look good or expensive. Now, obviously, if Ben White, by the time he's 25, 26, he's quote unquote one of the captains of the team, he's an English international. When you think of Arsenal, he's one of the players you're thinking of. 50 million in today's day and age is nothing. And really, we've mismanaged more than that. And you should, even by Arsenal standards, you should be able to break even. The least we can do is just shut up about the price tag. You know, obviously, I would have loved us to get a Canute. I would have loved us to get a Jules Condé. All of these things, especially when I see it for 50 mil. But it is what it is. The problem is for Ben White, he's only 23. He's still learning. He's gone to Leeds. Bielsa has a system. He's played at Newport. They have a system. He's played at Brighton. They have a system. We're signing another defender. We might have improved defensively, but I don't know as we have a system, because we're going to go here and he might go through the Gabriel stuff where he's amazing. Then he starts playing poor. Then he goes through that little downward spiral. It's about the system. And for me with Ben White, he's a bit like, he's significantly more experienced than Gabriel and definitely Saliba, but they're all of the same sort of development stage. They're not the finished article. They're going to have good games. They're going to have bad games. And that's where I'm looking at Arteta now. How are you going to take Ben White into the next level? Gabriel, the next level. Saliba better be here, the next level. Martinelli, Saka, all of these guys to the next level, you know, because the way I hear Tierney speak, he says you inspired that them sort of thing there in him. So we're going to have to see it, really and truly. We really are. Make sure you're hitting the like button. 400 of you locked in. But yeah, we really will have to see what happens in that regards, man. Let me change the title. I'm going to click that. I want Ben White. But Arteta has to. And to be fair, you know, because Callum Chambers different, but Callum Chambers was bought under the same pretense. We're buying him because we're seeing the little breakout players at Southampton. What's going on? You know, it was Ward-Prowse, Callum, and Shaw was probably the flag bearer. Obviously, you know, Chambers hasn't quite kicked on as much as the other two, but we didn't develop that. So I want to see development. And I don't mind Ben White because, you know, I don't mind doing this homegrown thing, because you hear Holding and Chambers. Probably one of them should be moved on if White comes in my humble opinion, probably Chambers. But you hear their characters. You've got Tierney, you've got the Halem boys, you know, create a new culture now. Stop, because I wasn't happy with what we tried to do in, you know, not that it's David Luiz, but some of these players have played under a couple of managers now and failed. We can't talk about wanting the mentality to change, wanting new stuff with the guys making the same things. You might as well do the youngers in charge sort of thing. And as I said, a team should always reflect a manager. And I've got a video coming out specifically on that. I don't, you know, I hear Arteta is young and hungry and ambitious, man. Don't see that. I see Saka and Smith-Rowe and Gabriel, them and Martinelli couple, man, are. I don't get ambition from, I'm not saying these players aren't, but I don't necessarily look at Xhaka, look at Bellerin, look at David Luiz, you know. To be fair, I'm being harsh on Louise. Look at Leno. I don't think them and they're ambitious. I think they want to be winners, but I don't look at them and they think, raw, like it's ambition. And ambition don't mean Galactico players. Of course, you know, players don't have to be signed for 100 million. I just see serious business. There's teams below us. There's teams that finished above us of recent who have shown that. But yeah, man, it is where it is in that regards for me anyways. But what do I know? So yeah, man, we've covered Ben White, we've covered Smith-Rowe. We'll get into a couple of other things, you know. It's pandemonium today. I appreciate everybody locked in, man. I really do. Without you guys, this thing is pointless, and you lot make it interesting and stuff. Somebody's mentioned Hector Bellerin, so let's see Bellerin latest. Let's make another timestamp. I do so much for you lot, man. Name another YouTuber that tries to make you lot's viewing experience this easy, cutting up clips, taking, you know, timestamps, consistency. Come on, man. Should be paid for this. But anyways, in relation to Hector Bellerin, people, if I share my screen, James has said, on Hector Bellerin, no agreement with any interested parties yet. Villarreal among the teams looking at a deal for him. Atletico 2 if Trippier goes. Seville now linked. Emre's a huge admirer of Bellerin. Tried to sign him at PSG. Arsenal looking for 20 mil. I can't lie. Can we push it to 30? But 20 mil, I don't even think Bellerin's worth 5 mil. Obviously, I like Bellerin. I hope that he leaves and, you know, he blossoms and we say, oh, why didn't we have that conversation? Why didn't we get it here? Maybe in his homeland, you'd see that. Him and Arsenal need to divorce, man. You know, he's too comfortable here. You know, he hasn't been pushed. You know, he needs a new look. Obviously, Atletico, you heard today, it's gone from they want 10 million euros for Trippier to now 45 million. So I don't know if that's was or not. We did hear courtesy of the AFC Bell that Bellerin's agent has been visiting a couple of Spanish teams. Hopefully something can be done, man, because again, I want to see a right back at this club. I don't believe Bellerin should be it. You know, Bellerin's kind of the same in Tierney in terms of age. We shouldn't be talking about fullbacks. I could talk about one and not the other. And even when Tierney came in, there was too much talk about left back prior. Tierney's come in and shut up that. There's still talk about left back because of his injury issues, but you get the point. You know, the quicker Bellerin goes, the better. And like I said, the main thing for me, as much as it's a case of tactics and all of these things, summer, we need to we need to provoke new leaders. For me, it's a youngers in charge. We've tried the whole bringing in experienced men who have walked the walk, and they haven't changed this culture at this club. There's a lot that needs to change. You know, we've had David Luiz, we've brought in quote unquote proven winners. Now I want to see Smith-Rowe and Saka to be leaders of the new school as they do on the field. I want to see the same from Gabriel. I want to see the same from these incomings, whether it's Ben White and I'd love it to be Madison and these guys. You know, Holding's a leader as well. Leaders don't just have to be on the field regulars. You know, I would love Matt Ryan to come back because he's an exception to the rule, but I think he's with it on a serious thing. Chambers the same. I'm not going to lie. If you bring in Ben White, I think you can entertain offers for Chambers, but you get the point. We need to establish a new world order, at least where Arsenal's concerned, and you cannot do that with Bellerin, with Xhaka, with Leno, with David Luiz, with the same numerous suspects that have, and I keep saying these names because that's the core of the side. You could throw the strikers into that if you want. You know, the same things keep happening. They'll go through little bits of form and then ultimately revert back to their level. And that's where I think things twang Arsenal. We need to make harsh decisions. You know, when I'm hearing NENY, new contract, I'm not saying it's a bad decision, but I'm saying, are these the right decisions? You know, there's too many players that are 1 foot in, 1 foot out at this club. I'm not saying that these players should be sold or whatever, but I personally think a club that's serious, you know, with respect to what's going on with us sourcing the midfield and we might need a body, you say, NENY, cool, you know, this has probably been your best season of recent for us. You know, you're still here because we haven't got offers. Let's try and move you on. Chambers, you've shown some adaptability. You've playing well. Every reason to keep him. But our next club will say, you know what? We've got Gabriel. We've got Saliba. We're trying to bring in a centre half. Marie is still there. You know, Holding's probably, you know, Holding's probably higher in the pecking order, in my opinion, than Chambers, but you never know. They might say, you know what, you've got a year left on your deal. I know there's a clause. Let's go get our 20 million on him and then bring in a right back or whatever. Xhaka, we've over-relied on you. Keep it moving. Leno, I've never been convinced. Keep it moving. Maitland-Niles, Joe Willock, Eddie and Ketty, make decisions on these players, whether they're staying or going. I'm not saying man have to be sold or stay. I'm just saying there's too much of this at this club. You know, Lacazette, the contract business. NENY, the contract business. There's too many players staying and going. And I know there's a lot to do. And I think the silence to a degree is potentially deafening from Arsenal. It means something could be happening in that regards. But you just never know, folks. So, yeah, smash the like button. That's that, people. We need to establish rah. I'm being a bit hella dramatic there with New World Order, but you get the point there, man. You get the point, man. So yeah, shout out to you, low profile, man, for not only keeping a low profile, but also, you know, updating me on that. Real ball talk. Big up DG. Hope you're blessed. The 40 million bid for Ben White is worrying. The guy is decent at best. We have Saliba, whose future now looks bleak, and that money could be better used elsewhere. It's crazy. I agree with you, but my only problem is not bringing in Ben White or the money. It's just you've got Gabriel. And when push comes to shove, you alienated him out the team. Saliba's of the same trail of thought. You know, his confidence was somewhat shot because he was brought here under false pretenses, potentially sold a dream, and now he's built back his confidence at Nice. Should have more confidence. You know, I'm not saying he's going to come back world class, but trying to break through. And you know, as I said earlier, Ben White's of the same thing. He's more experienced, but these guys, it's not like you're signing Van Dijk. You know, it's more like you're signing a Joe Gomez from a Charlton thing where you got to develop him. You know, we're going to see Ben White probably have some calamitous games. The same with Saliba. I'm only saying this because I see it with Saliba. He has some great moments and he has some moments where I'm like, I need to coach that out of you. It's a problem. I wouldn't say it's worrying, but it is a bit baffling because for me, you know, there's a couple European centre halves that we could have done a thing with. Maybe them man there have said, nah, it is what it is, but we have to see, man. We really will have to see. So we offered 40 million, but can't bust 10 to Anana joking. To be fair to you, all transfers have probably been doing at different rates, and some probably have higher priorities and whatnot. But I agree, you know, I don't want to see speculation over the goalie. I'm tired of seeing too much speculation over these key positions for me. But it is what it is. Shout out to you, man. The engagement levels are crazy, people. I'm really appreciate it. Lokonga hype, bro. I just expect him to be a decent player and grow, man. And for me, as much as I want Basuma, if you sign a Lokonga, that gives you money in theory to go for what these want in Ben White or the man in the middle of my picture, Madison, which we're not going to get. You get the point. My point being, if you can buy smartly and save elsewhere, why not? And I say buy smartly, not buy cheaply, buy smartly, you know, because you look at Liverpool, for every Van Dijk and Alisson, there's some shrewd additions that have been sourced. The same goes for a couple of other clubs, really and truly. But it's about clarity. It is where it is, man. I want Saliba and Gabriel to get as much game time as possible next season. Promote Daniel Ballard and keep it moving. I don't think Ballard's ready for the Prem. He's going back to the Championship and he's had a good loan spell, but I don't think he's going to cut the mustard here because there's too much people on the wage bills. And I think that goes for a lot of people, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. Big up yourself, S. We'd love Madders, but it's probably a Madders to expect him to come, man. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards, man. We'll have to see. We really will. Obviously, there's no smoke without fire. There's a lot of smoke. I need to see fire and transfers done. I want to see people holding scarves and signing shirts and signing contracts and the rest of it, people. But let's carry on with some of this news that we're here to discuss, people. 38 minutes and 15 seconds. Make sure you're hitting the like button and make sure you're all there for my watch along. Links have been posted. Links are in the live chat. Set your reminders. Do not do yourself dirty. 200 likes. Clap for yourselves, people. I appreciate that. If you have hit that like button, 201 now. If you have hit that like button, God bless you. You know, many successes and whatnot. If you have not hit that like button, you know, you're going to bang your toe. You're going to be hit with an unexpected bill. And, you know, you're just not a nice person, innit? So shout out to everyone who, you know, is able to do that, innit? There's 490 of you. There's now 211. So, yeah, some of you are feeling a bit guilty, or certain people are thinking, you know what, it's tough times. I can't deal with an extra bill. So if you do not want bad mind wished on you, well, it is, people. I don't promote witchcraft and stuff like that. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure I got one subscriber that might be able to do a mad thing there, man. So unless you want bad mind on you, hit that bloody like button, man. Let's move towards 300 likes, man. Bro, shrewd additions. Sabitzer is there for 15 million, brother. I'm there. Obviously, sometimes, you know, when you see a man's cheap and things, there are variables that can play. You know, a guy might be cheap, but he might not want to come, or he's got his height set, his eyes set on somewhere else. There's all these different variables. But bro, Shabitz is there for the taking. I can't believe we're not moving for Donny. Bro, you gotta make man them feel guilty. Man gotta appeal to hearts, bro. Man gotta make man feel guilty, bro. Car you lot are doing the guy dirty, man. I like Yaziki of Lille, but I can't lie. From what I've seen of him in the Turkey shirt, I can't lie. Is it the Lille juice and the Turkey juice is different? He's moving a bit booky. Big up yourself, Noah, as well, man. Hey, don't forget the Rashford goal, DG. What did Rashford do? That one there's thingy gone, bro. Man, know some crazy brothers, you know. Hey, Cheeky said, I don't want any more bills. Hit the like button. Let me stop saying that before it's me, because you know we're really working with an Arsenal budget around these sides, so I can't deal with that. You know, I don't need that myself. So yeah, if you don't want that, don't chance it. And for those of you who got kids, all of a sudden, you know, little old Johnny's gonna come home and he's left his school shirt, or he's mashed up his shoes, and we all know how expensive kids are. So if you want your kids to do some foolishness, or you don't want your kids to do foolishness, hit that bloody like button, people. Oh, when Rashford dropped White twice, was that the game? Did Greenwood score in that? Because if he did, boy, I remember. If he didn't, or was it Bruno? It was one of them. You done some mad counter attacks in the game, innit? And to be fair, we watched so much football, I don't remember. But let's carry on, people. Apparently, Arsenal to take out a new loan for transfers, allegedly. Now, loans are taken out all the time. Let's not read too much into it, people. But we have a duty to speak about it. There's 500 of you locked in. Very appreciative, but hit that bloody like button. Arsenal take out loan, which could help fund ambitious 130 million triple transfer spree. Let's get down to the nuts and bolts. You know me, I'm not one for hearing the tosh. Big up Ben Husband for this, but I don't really care about your opinions. I just want the data. We know the squad needs changing. We know there was a lot of changes in December. We know there needs to be a lot of changes. There needs to be a lot of radical changes, people. Again, this guy, you know, clearly full of himself, a lot of was. Where is it, people? Where is the damn article? You click on Football London because the mirror's moving mad. Get out of here, man. Come out here. You're not serious, people. Apparently, Arsenal told how much they must pay to complete James Maddison transfer. Arsenal are considering a move for Leicester City midfielder James Maddison as they look to bolster their creative midfield area. Football.London understands. You know, we all know Mikel Arteta is an admirer of him. A source close to Maddison told Football.London that the 24-year-old is at the top of the list. What? The top of the list like Buendia was? The top of the list like Aouar was? The top of the list like Szoboszlai was? Before we heard, oh, there's, you know, it always starts off these men are top of the list, and then it's like you either say we've got concerns or there's interest elsewhere. So we'll have to see, and he could be top of the list. You know, he could very well be, but you got to put money where your mouth is. You have to overpay. You have a player where on the face of it, there's not a damn reason for him to leave Leicester for Arsenal, just footballing, not rumblings with Rodgers, all of these things. If he's coming to London, he should be going to Chelsea, if we're real. So you have to pay money. Apparently, the sticking point for Arsenal, however, is Leicester demands over 60 million for the former Norwich and Coventry man. And this is what I mean when I was saying earlier, when you want to go for Ben White, you got to grab him when he's at Newport. You got to go for Maddison because we all saw it when he was at Norwich. You got to go for them there. You got to see what they can be. You got to see what they can be tomorrow, today. Obviously, Chelsea are monitoring a move. It all depends on if Hakim Ziyech departs. And for Chelsea, you'd imagine the priority, at least right now, is a striker. To be fair, bloody Chelsea are doing a madness. Hakimi going for Haaland. If you get, you know, even linked with Grealish, they won't get Grealish and Maddison because, you know, there's just not too many. There's not enough spaces in the squad. But it would be ridiculous. Apparently, Arsenal took out a loan from Barclays for an unspecified amount last month, which was taken out to pay back the COVID-19 refinancing loan the club asked for last year. It's been suggested that there are no restrictions on the loan, giving Arsenal the freedom to spend on transfers before player sales this summer. I hear that, but we need to sell players already. And I mean, you know, you can give, you know, we was never getting Locatelli, but for those of you that was in my live stream yesterday or just watched the Italy game yesterday, you couldn't help but think, you know, it must be nice to have a midfielder who can play a simple ball over the top with his weaker peg, Locatelli. I'm sure you all saw it in the build-up to his first, and one that can score from outside the area, not one every 5 years and things. It is what it is. I personally think we need to move players on already anyways, because as you guys know, we've got a bloated squad and there's no European competition. And for me, it's not that it's bloated. Well, it is. It's there's too much question mark. You got a bloated squad and bare question marks over players. Let's solve this. You know, the quicker we as Arsenal fans can have, for me, an starting 11 that we believe in, a squad that we believe in, you know, and just be able to talk about football and players, not this guy ain't playing because of this, and this guy might stay, and then he might stay, and you know, Maitland-Niles is leaving. He plays left back in a cup final. He bosses it. He's now staying. All of these sort of things. I would like to see players moved on. I still think, regardless, players in theory they don't. Players realistically have to be moved on. The squad is bloated. And Edu and everybody else around Edu and Arteta, they're going to have their work cut out. Furthermore, the imminent departures of Guendouzi, Xhaka and Mavropanos will bolster the club's finances as they look ready to sign more than 4 players. And Rogers said, if a player doesn't want to be here, with all due respect, we don't want them here. It's as simple as that. But if City sell, there's always a premium for that player. Leicester have shown that long before my time here. They're very good from a business perspective. Leicester are good, Norwich are good, Villa are good. It seems like every team is good at doing this thing apart from Arsenal now. If there's a player to go, they'll look to get the maximum value for that player. Arguably, Maddison had an up and down season. Arguably last season, based off last season, it's probably the best time to buy him, really and truly, because his numbers were meaty. There was rumblings he's not seeing eye to eye with Rodgers. He's probably, you know, it is what it is, but it's going to be difficult because, again, not only have Leicester good businessmen, you know, United messed it up spending 80 million on Maguire, because I'm sitting there and saying, yo, if you want, well, somehow Chilwell was gone for 50, so deals can be done in it. But I'm saying, yo, Maddison's costing 60, 70. Tellerman's the same. You know, Kassan's bust his eye, but if you want him, he's there. James Justin soon. Maybe even that Luke Thomas brother will get offers. Any of that. Indeed, there's bare players that I wanted. You know, maybe off the back of last season, I don't know, but maybe even Kelechi and Nachos had indirect offers. I don't know. Either way, they're getting the biggest piece for their players. You know, everyone we try to go through is doing the businessman thing properly. So we'll have to see, people. We all know allegedly Arsenal are in advanced talks to sign Anderlecht midfielder Lokonga. We all know we're trying to get Ben White, you know, Ramsdale and all of these sort of things. We've been linked. We're going to get into Kolasnic, who apparently could be leaving, and that's a big one as well. Not only for the fee, but also the wages. He's on 100 bags a week. Not that I care about money a man's getting, but 100 bags a week, that tells you the wage structure is appalling. Or not even the wage structure, who is being given wages, you know, because if you get rid of Willian, that's 200 odd K a week. You get rid of Kolasnic, that's around 3. You know, you can start playing around and doing better things, and, you know, giving that money to people who should be getting new deals. Because if we're honest, you know, in the next 18 months, you'd imagine Saka, Smith-Rowe, even though he's going to sign a new deal, Martinelli, Balogun, if he progresses, you know, Gabriel and Saliba, these men should sign improved deals, just like Tierney apparently is close to doing, allegedly. You know, these sort of things should be done. You know, again, I think Liverpool are very good at that. It seems like every year Liverpool are giving new deals, and I know they're at a testy time now, because Salah's 29, there's talk of a new deal and all of these sort of things. We'll have to see what happens firmly in that regards, people. So yeah, moving forward temporarily, you know, I want to get into some of the transfer stuff. So let's cover Matteo Guendouzi as well. Let's have some correct timestamps. So yeah, people, let's get into Matteo as well. Matteo. Yeah, it is what it is in that regards. I've done these timestamps today. Horrible, man. But anyways, so many damn ads. I mean, so many damn tabs. Here we go, people. As you lot know, 1 minute he seems dead set. You know, his future's uncertain. Then you hear Marseille. Now you hear Dortmund. I wouldn't let him go to Dortmund. Unless there's somewhere you say, Dortmund, buy back Isaac and sell him to us. I wouldn't let him go, because the man's going to go Dortmund, you know, and play better, and they're going to sell him. You know, either way, I think he's going to become a France international. Whether that's 1 cap or 10 is down to him. But I do think the fee we get is going to be pennies, and that's sad. You know, considering how it's gone with him and the manager, considering technically he's got 2 years left, there's an option of another one, considering that I believe he could be used in the squad. But for what it's worth, Borussia Dortmund is looking for possible reinforcements for the midfield headquarters. One of the topics is Matteo Guendouzi. Obviously, he played in Germany last year, so they probably know him, and they probably knew about him way before it as well. Apparently, Borussia Dortmund is, or you can give us Jude Bellingham if you want, is sounding out the market for possible midfield recruits. As FT learned from France, Guendouzi is an issue with the black and yellow, who have already made contact with the Frenchman. The 22-year-old from Arsenal spent the past season on loan at Hertha Berlin and was able to convince in places during his 24 competitive games for the old lady. But also Marseille is still concerned with Guendouzi. Apparently negotiations between Marseille and the consultants reported the player. As the transfer market expert Fabrizio Romano reports, the talks are now well advanced. Marseille and Guendouzi are basically in agreement. Agreements are agreements unless it's signed and dotted, it don't mean much, people. And it's gone on to talk about potential Borussia Dortmund's problems. You know, they got to probably give a new deal to Dehout. Witsel probably won't get one. Delaney's probably the end of the road. Apparently, they want Locatelli, who apparently prefers a move to Juventus, but you know, 40 million euros, you think a lot of people could get involved for that. So that's in relation to Dortmund, people. You know, if you want to give us Jude Bellingham or someone like that, you lot do your thing. But, you know, after that, send him back to his homeland, in my opinion, it is what it is. Or just do what you need to do. Just get rid of the man, really, if I'm completely honest with you. Just get rid of the man. But yeah, man, let's crack on. Obviously, there's Camavinga now, which I would love it to happen. He's got a year left. Apparently, Rennes have to sell him. You know, PSG are involved, so that means it's a myth. I would love Camavinga. We've all seen the pictures in his yard where he's got the Arsenal posters and all of these sort of things, but I don't know, people. But anyways, Le 10 Sport, and forgive me if you cannot see this, but Le 10 Sport have said, in the sights of PSG, as Le10sport.com assured you last May, Eduardo Camavinga should not extend his current contract until June 2022 at Stade Rennais. So obviously, Google Translate hasn't been helpful. You know, apparently they've given him a deadline until June. He ain't signed it, so he will be moved on. As you lot can see here, deadline of the 28th of June for a possible extension on his deal. You know, I wouldn't let him leave for free. You know, that's up there for me with Lewandowski from Dortmund to Bayern Munich for free. You're just handing out peas. And PSG, who got more money than sense, more time, should be looking, you know, you should be looking to just sell him and whatnot. And for him, it could be smart. I think Kylian Mbappe is doing the right thing in that, you know, he's ready for Madrid and that, but he didn't leave his homeland too early. You look at Neymar. You know, Neymar, for whatever you say about him, I think he did it right. He stayed in Brazil, developed right, and then the moves happen. You see too many young players just move, and I back Camavinga, but, you know, is he consistent enough to that level to play for Real Madrid right now? You know, they're developing. He's got ability, but it's a different sort of game level now. You've got to be consistent. It's more than just football. It's how everything geared to that. So again, I don't know if an 18-year-old lad, 19-year-old lad is ready to that for that extent. I would relish it. I back him too. And, you know, Real Madrid got more young players than we've probably seen in the last 10 years. So why not? But this could be, you know, there's reasons to stay in Rennes. There's reasons to go to PSG. There's reasons to join a European team like a Dortmund or something like that, if it could happen, before you take that next step. But for what it's worth, PSG keeps a watchful eye on the developments of Camavinga. Last May, Le 10 revealed to you that the profile of the French international is unanimous, with the institution of PSG. Although Arsenal is trying to push to secure the services of the midfielder, the team recently confided that Rennes would set a deadline of June the 28th for a possible extension of his current contract until 2022. Otherwise, a sale would be made. According to ESPN, there would be to this day only one exit for the soap opera of Eduardo Camavinga. According to information from the British branch of the media, a new contract would not be on the books of the Camavinga clan, enough to allow PSG to dream of signing the young 18-year-old midfielder. So I would love him to sign, but as you lot know, it firmly appears a dream in that regards, people. Shout out to everyone locked in. 532 of you locked in. I'm very appreciative of that. Please make sure you've hit the like button, people. Let's move towards 300. Let's keep it going. 299, you lot are doing me good today, people. 299, I'll take that. One more person. Who's going to be that guy, man? Who's going to be that guy? Keep running it up. There's around 200 of you lazy ones here. You know what's going to happen with them. Let's carry on and get into El Nene's contract saga, in which this shouldn't be a thing. El Nene, this fans, I think, as much as Arsenal fans can complain, I think they set the bar low, because the same fans that cry about mediocrity, wetting your pants when El Nene has a good game against United away. El Nene's had a decent season. And for me, I wouldn't be against letting him run down his deal. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's happy to sit on the bench, but, you know, out of all the midfielders, he probably would be the most happy to sit on the bench and be called upon, especially when there's less games. Obviously, let his deal ride and run down. Why you want money? We didn't pay a lot for him. And again, we don't know what's happening. And this is why they need to make a decision. What is happening with Xhaka? We know he's going to Roma, but it's not done. What is happening with Torreira? What is happening with players that were involved last season? You know, specifically the centre mids. You know, Maitland-Niles and Joe Willett. What's going on there? So that might give El Nene a blight, but there should be no world in which El Nene is given a new deal. You know, you're rewarding mediocrity. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. He's a good guy. You know, he's good for the fans. He's a good guy. He's clearly respected in the dressing room. But we've tried to sell him for how many years? He went on loan to Besiktas. It didn't bang. He stayed here last season because nobody wanted the guy. And he's done okay, but it's meaty. You know, it is media, and are we trying to do this play crash thing or not? There's no way in hell El Nene should be a central figure to the plans. Mohamed El Nene waiting for an update on contractual situation following Arsenal talks in April. He joined for 5 million. Why I would want the 5 million back? You know, you've had him for what, 5 years? You've paid $1 million a year for him, excluding the wages. You know, again, it's not that deep, really. I wouldn't mind it, but at 28, you might as well sell him. Try to get 10 mil from him. It's still a profit. Apparently, Arsenal are expected to resume contract negotiations with Mohamed El Nene ahead of the new season after opening talks with the Egyptian midfielder in April. Again, if you're giving him a new deal to sell him, I understand it, but this is rewarding mediocrity. He did have a good season by his own standard. Preliminary, I can never say that word, talks over a new deal began before the end of last season as manager Mikel Arteta and technical director Edu look to protect the value of a player who has just 1 year left on his contract. Bro, there's no value there. Just shot the man. The Gunners said he shouldn't even have got I remember when he got his last extension, him, Giroud and Coquelin, he shouldn't even got it then. Shout out to Wenger. The Gunners last month said they would speak to El Nene to ensure he understands the wider implications of a that's in relation to Palestine, free Palestine each and every time. Big up El Nene for that one there, but keeping up in relation to just purely football. Brother, where's just the football? Okay, it looks like the football. Back to the football as we see. There is no suggestion that El Nene's post is the reason why contract talks have stalled, with one source telling Football.London that it is likely talks will resume ahead of the new season. He scored 5 goals for the Gunners during his time at the Emirates and recently put his improved goal scoring down to extra shooting training with assistant coach Steve Round. Fair play. He's played 62 times in the Premier League and has made over 100 appearances. So you've been there since 2016. You've played 62 times. Like, it's not that deep. Like, this is... The bar is low, man. Like, fans can't sit here and say that, you know, fans, as much as I feel fans just like meaty things, like even Lacazette, I love Lacazette. Is it the right thing to keep him? Yes, on one hand. Is it the wrong thing to keep him? Yes, on one hand. And you never get leadership from the club, because as much as I blame not even that I blame the fans for this, but the fans for not knowing what they want, how can they when the club don't know what they want? So shout out to El Nene, because, you know, it's nothing to do with him, but boy, like, there shouldn't be no world where this is said. And that's not me criticizing him. It's just the business is business. You know, no other, well, if he's at Chelsea, he's not signing a new deal. You know, he'll probably run down his deal at best. The same goes for Liverpool. The same goes for City. The same goes for some teams that ain't even them. So let's hope there's some progress in that regards, man. Let's quickly go to Kolasnic, folks. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Kolasnic, as you lot saw in one of the other articles, he could be moving, and he needs to be moving, really and truly. Apparently, he's in the sights of Naples and Lazio. There is a price, and apparently that background on Milan. Apparently, Kolasnic wants Italy. The Bosnian winger, born in 1993, is no longer, he's a fullback, is no longer part of Arsenal's plans and is evaluating with his agents the proposals that have reached him in the last few hours. Among these are Napoli and Lazio, looking for a left back on the market. Take that, man. Take that. Obviously, we wanted him to go back to Schalke. It didn't happen for them. You know, Italy's a fantastic way of life. Extend your playing career. You might actually learn how to defend. Obviously, be at a team that you're wanted. Again, Kolasnic for me is one of them that's really up there to move on, because the wages, and you know, you can't have 100k a week, man, just on the bench and not involved and stuff. Obviously, if we need a backup left back, there may be a reality where he might just have to be that for a season and leave on the free, because we got him for free. But realistically, that shouldn't be a thing, and it's the top priority. And again, for Kolasnic, he's gonna have to concede some of his wages or a signing on fee or something if he's gonna leave, if he's gonna join a new club. Let's put Mavropanos. Believe. Let's switch it up as well. Do a 2-in-1 thing. We've spoke on that. Apparently, Mavropanos is on the verge of completing a permanent move to Stuttgart for a fee in the region of £7 million. He made 21 appearances for Stuttgart this season. They finished 9th, and obviously, you know, he's built on what his loan spell at Nuremberg. You know, I don't mind him going there, because, you know, I told you, look, I did think Mavropanos at least deserved the early weeks of pre-season to show the manager what he can or can't potentially do. I think he deserved that much. But when you've watched him in the big games, he has struggled in Germany. I don't think he's good enough on the ball in comparison to a Holding, a Chambers, a Marie, in theory, David Luiz when he was here, Saliba, Gabriel, and even Ben White. Obviously, he's of the same ages, more or less, as I've said, with Gabriel and Saliba, and Arteta hasn't developed them, so how can he develop Mavropanos? And if I want him to develop someone, I want him to do it with them. And I don't mind this, I would have liked Mavropanos to go out on loan again. Could he go from turning to be 7 million to more than that? For Stuttgart and Mislintat, that's great. Mislintat knows him. They've managed his fitness relatively well. They're going to make more than that 7 million. They'll make double that. He's been capped by Greece and he deserves a bit of stability. And Germany's been a good home for him. And it is what it is. It just ain't worked out here. And he's just not good enough, in my opinion, right now. So, yeah, and we want another centre-half, so it's a bit of a myth, people. Apparently, Arsenal have made offers for 4 players this week and are confident of finalising at least 2 deals over the next few weeks. White and Saliba Lokonga and White are believed to be 2, which could be done. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards. But, Mavropanos, it is what it is. These things happen, people. It gets like that more time. So we can delete that. What's this? We've done that. We've done that. Make sure you're here for the watch-alongs, people. Shameless plug-in and whatnot. Make sure you're here. That's the one at 5. That's the one at 3. I'm lying to you, 1:30. So that's soon, actually, under an hour. And I need to go Sainsbury's, so I need to stop peeling about. But that's them man's one. Call it that. And that just leaves us with this Donny now. Jesus Carrera. Decent little player for Porto, but I don't really buy this for what it's worth. Let's not take shortcuts, man. Not take no shortcuts. Sorry, people, man. So yeah, man, we've been let's see what's going on here. Willian probably. I didn't even see this part about Willian. So Willian, you caught a stray from me and a stray here. Willian's not been good enough. Arguably, I don't really trust Arteta and Edu with wingers because there was no need to bring in Willian. This is why I'm a bit weary of the Premier League proven stuff. Like when you're linked with Maddison and White, that's different. Premier League proven because they're actually good footballers. Not when we're getting players that are past it and players that are suspect. But for what it's worth, Arsenal joined Sevilla and Fiorentina in race to sign 21.4 rated Porto winger Jesus Corona. I might say Corona, as Mikel Arteta looks to bolster the side. He's 28. You can see why we're interested. 21.4 release clause, which is active until mid-July. 28, fairly experienced, able to play as a winger and a right back. He gives you a bit of adaptability. He has been decent this season if you watch Portuguese highlights like I've been doing. Sevilla and Fiorentina are interested in him. He can play as a winger or as a right back. He's had an impressive season with Porto last term. He scored 3 goals and provided 13 assists in 48 games in all comps. So you can see why he's being linked with hella other teams, people. As we know, he was part of the Porto team that reached the quarterfinals to eventual winners, Chelsea. Apparently, Corona's existing deal with Porto is due to expire next summer, and it's understood his clause includes a 21.4 million, 25 million pound release clause. So again, if he's got a year left on his deal, they're not getting 21.4. Why would you want to activate his release clause despite his impressive season? So, cool, I'll wait a year. We'll see if he can do it again, or get him for half of that, or we'll talk to you in January. Pardon me. I don't know where it's come from, but yeah, Bellerin's leaving. His ability to play on the right wing and the right back. You look at Willian, you look at Bellerin, their futures are up for debate. So there's that. I don't mind adaptability, but is he going to get ahead of Saka or Pepe? Why are we bringing him in? Use the young players. Are you going to play him as a right back? Cool, I'll hear it. If you're not, boy. And how good is he specifically at a right back? That's someone for one of my Portuguese supporters or people that are watching Porto on a significant basis, people. But for what it's worth, that's that. I don't know where them links have come from, or what. But there we have we have it, people. Really and truly, like that's that. Really, like what more could you say? All right, what's all that? That was a Mazzolini. So yeah, that's that, man. We're moving across. We're moving ahead. Arsenal target Maddison and step up Lokonga talks as summer. So I've gone down. Let's just scroll the way down, man. Let's see if there's anything new here, people. We know there's been bids rejected. No, everyone's just recycling the same old stuff, people. We know there's a midfield situation. We know that Guendouzi has a year left on his deal. We know there's been informal talks held with Wolves over Ruben Neves, but that is a potential deal that has not yet progressed since initial contact has been made. We know we like the look of Bissouma, but we've not followed through of it. Locatelli looks a myth. You know, the quicker we move on Torreira, the better. The quicker we move on Guendouzi and Willock, the better. We know we're not getting Odegaard. We're probably reaching for the stars with Maddison. Smith-Rowe will not be joining Aston Villa. We know we need a keeper. I don't know what's going on with Onana. We've been linked with Ramsdale, Matt Ryan. For me, if I'm him, I go Celtic because you're going to play. It looks like Mavropanos is keeping it moving. And we've been knowing since you've seen yesterday, or check out some of the videos I've released today, that Nketiah is allowed to leave, people. So it is what it is. There is nothing new in that regards, people. So on that note, that's that. What are you lot saying before we wrap up, man? Big up everyone that's been engagement levels have been good. To be fair, I see Edu saying he wants. I see someone say Edu is on holiday. To be fair to you, you can be on holiday and still get transfers done. It's not that deep per se. Facts. Ben White sounds like a smokescreen. Everybody's a smokescreen at our club, innit, man? Everyone's a smokescreen. It's crazy. Good opinions. I'm just reading some of you. The engagements, I haven't been able to keep up, man. I appreciate the engagement levels. What's happening with Reece? If I'm him, I'd like him to leave. Really, if I'm him, he needs to go play. How much is Arsenal willing to spend this summer? God knows. You're gonna have to talk to someone that's involved. Bid Nico. Hey Nico, I saw you talking crap in one of my live streams. Get the hell out of here, man. You're blocked, man. Keep moving, man. He was being insulting in one of the videos I put up. You know, I see everything. You know, you don't. So I think some of you are cool and then you act up. Wouldn't mind him at right back. I hear that, but I don't know how good he is defensively, and I want a right back. If you're right back, you're right back. You're not a winger able to put in a shift there. You're not a midfielder able to put in a shift there. You're not a centre half who can play a bunch of roles. You know, I want a right back. Out of the 38 games, cool, there might be 5 or so where there's injuries, there's suspensions, there's things where you might need someone to do a job there or whatever. But out of them 38 games, the vast majority in the league I'm talking about, I want a right back, man. Because I just feel Arsenal, there's a fine line between adaptability and balance and shoehorning, and I don't think we get it right. And I just think there's too many, you need only a couple of players. When you're Ben White, to a degree, Maitland-Niles or Chambers, you lot can do the adaptability, multifunctional roles. But there's too many players that are jack of all trades and masters of none. Willian can barely be a winger these days for Arsenal, and we're making him a striker, a 10, doing bare other things with him. It's absolutely crazy. I thought it was calm as well, but I see everything, my guy, man. No, I let go of grudges, but I just don't appreciate... I understand nobody owes me nothing in it. Like, nobody owes me a damn thing. Everyone, it's about context. But if I've seen you've been a subscriber for about 2 years or so, and then you're commenting dead stream, dead this, dead that, why are you doing that, bro? At 8:30 in the morning, you're not what we're trying to have here at DG Nation. And this is where I like, as much as I love you guys, I like to keep a sort of blockage, if that makes sense, man. So I'm gonna have to keep it moving, man. I have to keep it moving. I wish I knew where our left back cover was. Shabitsa, Lokonga, Partey, Bissouma, strong midfield rotation. It would be. Let's move towards 400 likes. Andrea said, bro, is this what Arsenal have to look forward to? No one wanting to go. Shameful. Big up, bro. Swizzy has said, facts, G, I appreciate that. Zach, I appreciate that. Come on, man. Man said, please don't mention Willian. No, you know what? You can say something's dead, but it's like, come on, bro. Real guys and girls and things, people that understand things, there's constructive criticism. There's talking nonsense. Like, real people are not belittling, man, and doing things like that. So it is what it is. Like my man said, positive vibes only, Mohammed has said. But I can't lie, I'm going to have to wrap this up, people. I've already 10 minutes over. It's 12:40. I personally need to run to Sainsbury's and come back because I'm trying to season some chicken. I ain't got no lemon and no vinegar, so I need to go get that, go do that because, I need to eat later as well, so I'm behind. So I need to leave. But last question, I don't want to leave Chris hanging. In your opinion, does white bid mean we have money to spend or just being reckless? Probably the same, because it's what we know. We sit here and say Kroenke under doesn't spend and doesn't do this and doesn't do that. I say it myself, but then we look at it. Somebody sanctioned 70 odd million on Lacazette. Somebody bought... on Pepe. Somebody bought Lacazette. Someone spent 30, 40, however much it was on Xhaka. Somebody said Willian, Kolasinac, free transfers need to come in, which proved expensive. Somebody sanctioned off Ceballos ×2 loan spells. Somebody sanctioned off Denis Suarez a loan spell. You get the point? When you start adding these all together, you know, it's not just the big money transfers which look a myth. So it is what it is, people. It really is what it is. Obviously, on that note, though, I'm going to keep it moving. As I said, Ukraine versus Macedonia business shortly. Please make sure you're there, people. Hope to see you all there. Big up everyone locked in. If you can't be at that, then please hit the like button. We go again for Denmark versus Belgium. Obviously, you know, the last time Denmark were in action, it was for something to speak about. Big up Raz, like he said, 1:30. Let's go, man. On that note, though, I'm gonna love and leave you. I'll be back tomorrow at 11:30, provided there is some transfer talk. Obviously, if you've missed part of this, by the time this video uploads, I am going to have to put it on private so YouTube can do what it needs to do and then re-upload it. But you have your timestamps, you have all of that sort of stuff. So it is what it is. On that note, though, stay safe. Hit the like button if you haven't.